An industrial sales tool where you are able to determine whether your oil is still okay or not, or your engine is actually doing well or not. So you can use DMX also as a tool for analysis. Okay. Originally, we actually thought of this idea, the smoke-free zone program. Our idea was to convince certain areas to adopt this program, like UP, for example, where we can introduce our smoke buster package such that we eliminate the smoke of vehicles flying in the area. So we might still do that, but most likely that will be in the background. Then, if you notice here, we have the Mindanao Energy City. That's now replaced by the Clark Green City. Okay, and then the Dakota Green Energy City is actually a project that I started in the United States in preparation for the Mindoro Energy City. That part I had to go to South Dakota to talk to the political leaders in a way that would solve the problem of the United States with respect to, I don't know if you've heard about this Keystone XL pipeline, where dirty oil from Canada is being transported to the U.S. and a lot of environmentalists are against it. The Democrats are against it. The Republicans are for it. But it became so highly emotionalized that it polarized the United States. Okay, and I went to North Dakota to propose a solution to that. That solution, however, will produce almost for free our feedstock for Mindoro Energy City. So that's relevant. I have an entire separate presentation on that, which we can do later on. But the congressman has a copy of that, and I understand he presented one time to some American, and they were kind of amazed how the Philippines might solve their problem. So, but these are some of our projects and programs. So if you can notice, and I'd like you to notice intentionally, is that DMX is not just this. This is like our banner product, but it goes beyond that. Okay. I won't go into this because that might the other one that might lead us to a lot of more details that's time consuming. But as all last I think that's 2014. This is what we have done with respect to Mindoro. Okay? And the mayor is here. He has agreed in principle at that time, you know, to also do the Mansalay as a smoke-free territory. We did go. There was a time when the general was the commanding officer of Mactan Air Base, and we considered that as well. Okay, we in fact did some tests there in that was last year, like June, and then at that time also I was negotiating for some distributors. But as I said earlier, right now we would like to start with you potentially. So part 3, and this will not take very long, but this is very important. So before I proceed, do you have any questions so far? Because this is now the kind of relevant to those of you who might be interested to make money as dealers or distributors. Okay, this is about 15 minutes. But do you have any question before I proceed? Just to emphasize, I'm intentionally making a break so that we can kind of start with this in a fresh way. Oops. Somebody that
Then,
ito talaga ano eh, pag nawawala ng kuryente.
ay hindi ko alam. Kasi nandiyan. Diyan ka lang, diyan ka lang.
So meanwhile,
O yan na, taas ka na ng kamay.
meron kang tanong? Wala
Ano,
naman.
ba't tumaas ka kasi?
Yeah, please.
Turugan ka
Ito,
diba?
question ni Sir Ben Calibara. Wala siyang boses ngayon.
Akin na rin. Sige.
So, with respect to Ben Calibara, so, in 1 liter of oil, how many milliliter of DMX are we going to add in our tank or in our lubricating oil? And how long before we need to change oil? That's it.
Ako, advance na yan ah. Ito, yung normally kasi, ang what do you call that, the oil tank, the crankcase, would, for small cars, about 4 liters, no? And it would go high to 6 liters. These are ordinary cars. This one this is about 500 ml, half liter. So that will take care of your engine already. Earlier, he was talking about a protocol. The first time you use this, we would encourage you to run your engine for maybe 1,000 miles to make sure that if there are sludge in there, it will be mixed with the oil. And so you drain that, and then you put fresh oil, and then put this again, and you're sure that your engine will run very well. The oil companies would like you to change your oil every 3,000 miles in the United States. Okay. Kilometers, about 5,000 kilometers, all right? Well, they want to sell oil as much as they can. If you do this, you can easily go 20,000 miles, okay, or more. Okay. So if you multiply miles by 1.6, that becomes kilometers. Now, even without this, with the latest formula by the API, or in the case Europe, these guys in Europe are crazy. They're already doing what, 20,000 miles? Yeah, even without DMX. Okay, so without DMX, you're actually okay. But even with DMX, all the more that you can be assured. The only difference is that when you use DMX and extend your oil drain, you are really protected. Plus, you get the benefit of longer mileage, and then you can also do some what you call oil analysis, so that you actually know if your oil is still okay or not. And if you do this, and you can extend your oil drain to 30 or more, and you just change your oil based on what you know that it's really needing to be changed. So if you put DMX, you know that your oil can last longer because of what you see in the oil analysis. Would you like to add some more to that? Especially on the fact that you guys change your oil without DMX in 20,000 miles?
Yes. Again, there's perhaps a lot more environmental pressure and legislation in Europe. And we started doing this business of, driven by that, running the oil for much, much longer. So the manufacturers had to respond. But it has to be said, take the car company Audi, for example. They are running a certain regime where they only change the oil every 30,000 kilometers. Okay? But they are experiencing wear problems. And the Audis that come out of warranty are causing real expense for the owners. So, for example, there may be a little opportunity, for a niche market with the DMX. You find the owners of these German cars that are on extended oil intervals, and we can come up with a reasonably good case to them that they need to be using something like DMX technology to make sure that if they want to keep their vehicle, that they're making a wise decision.
You can actually confirm that by using DMX you get the benefit of less metal wear if you do oil analysis. If you just extend your oil drain for the sake of the environment, your car will do suffer. But if you put DMX, that will be, you can actually see it on the oil analysis. Okay. Anyway, now here's the relevant topic for you. Now, we are, let me just make myself clear here. We are not really pushing you, okay, to become dealers. We actually encourage you, however, to consider that. And you let us know, because you will help us decide whether we actually will launch this or not.
Water lang ako. Water ako.
And when.
Ako muna.
Okay.
Pwede ko muna.
So if you consider, here are the things, and perhaps you can ask questions about this. Okay. Here are the things that we intend to do. First, of course, is this distribution. Okay. How do we intend to do this? We're not going to do again the MLM, multi-level. Okay. So we will do what you call conventional. So we're going to have dealers or distributor. The distributors will have exclusivity in the province, and then the dealers under the distributor. And when we introduce the fuel, we will need a depot operator for the province that will supply the gas stations. Okay, gas stations can be fixed just like what you see around, or we're gonna have a mobile version. Okay, and so from the dealers we will have retailers. So it's conventional distribution system. Okay, and of course we'll serve the market. Okay. So this is another version of that from provincial distributors. He will have dealers, and then the dealers will sell to the retailers and the auto shops. The fuel depot operators will have some kind of exclusivity for this regional, provincial, or city. About the distributor, we have an importer. This requires a lot of money because he will have to import in large quantities, and this will both handle the lubricants and then the fuels. Okay. So it will only be a few layers depending on the amount of capital necessary for an operation. So we may start with an importer for Luzon, or for Visayas, or for Mindanao. Okay. We are not too pressured to start for the entire Philippines. Okay. As a matter of fact, now our company can act as the importer, and we're not yet ready for the fuel. So we'll probably concentrate only on the lubricants and a few other product lines, and we will simply be interested in dealership and retailership. However, in the registration earlier, we put there some information boxes that would indicate to us whether you would be interested to become a dealer, distributor, retailer, gas station owner, and so on. If you want to ask questions later about why gas station, well, I'll give you details about that if you want to ask the question. We will be supported by an online store. So we'll have a main online store, and we may, or may not, but most likely we will help you come up with your own store where you can promote it. But we will have a main one that will support everybody else. and we'll have a mechanism to make sure that everybody will be happy with respect to who will service the orders online. So something like this. Okay. Pricing. Well, it's very simple. You start with the retail price. If you are a retailer, you get 25% discount. If you are a dealer, you get 45% discount. If you are a distributor, you get 60% discount. The retailer will buy from a dealer will buy from a distributor, and the distributor will buy from us. Okay, that's it. And we expect the distributor to sell to the dealer in such a manner that the dealer gets 45% from the retail. So what's remaining would be something like this, 15%. But even if it is only 15%, he sells to more people. Okay, so if you sell to more people, your margin is smaller. Like a dealer will have a few retailers under him, but he gets something like 20%. Okay, so that's basically it. That's for this product, small buster package. Basically, that's now you will have, as I said, a copy of this so you can review this. But basically, we set the price like that, and that pricing we actually had that a long time ago. Now, this is one thing that we learned, so this is new. We must accept this is new. We learned a lot from our experience the last time we had here. Before, we had plenty of money, so what did we do? Well, when every time we have what they call a business meeting, it's free. There's always food. And there's plenty of people. I tell you, there's no problem inviting people. But I notice most people are not really qualified, all right? So this time, what we're gonna, and that's also the reason why I asked my sister, please charge them with $5,000.
Ay, pesos.
Pesos. I'm sorry. Pesos. To make sure that we kind of screen out those who are not really qualified. And a lot of you, to your credit, did pay 5,000 pesos, okay? The only thing is we had to refund them to you because we decided to cancel the main seminar. None of you took the 10%, was it 10% mea culpa, you know? My sister just refunded whatever you paid. So now we say, well, now that you are serious, we'll just give it to you for free. But it's not the whole seminar. We did. I have to tell you, it took me so long just to do that. Originally, we planned to make hard copies of this. But then, as I computed the cost, because they're colored, it's very, very expensive. And so I paid a lot of money already for Hugh to come over, and he is actually staying here the whole month and in this hotel, and so I said, well, maybe I should charge 1,500. So then I noticed that some of you did pay. That's really good. But if you buy, that will go towards payment for this. Okay, but it shows that you are serious. Unlike before, boy, I used to do some of my meetings at the Shangri-La Hotel at Sa Plaza, and I used to stay there long term, and it was not cheap. And then, of course, at that time I have not discovered this one here. It's really cheap. So my disclosure to you is this: I did say we're paying for this hotel here. Actually, it's not very expensive. We get 50% discount, right? So this is a good. That's why we're here, and that's also one of my lessons. And I'm sorry I did not invite you to the Shangri-La before. Okay, but that's one of the lessons. But what's my point? My point is I'd like to make sure that you guys are serious and qualified. So here are our requirements. We want you to be financially capable if you want to do the business. So if you are a distributor, you have to have this. If you're a dealer, this, that. Okay, and you can review that. But we would like to encourage you with this. If you're a distributor, we will actually put up another company just for this. And besides getting your product, when you buy, we also give you shares of stocks to the company. So the company will be partly owned by you. Okay? So you have this worth the products and you make money here, you also get to have shares in the company. If you're a dealer, the same thing. Whatever you pay, you'll get shares of stocks. So you're getting two for the price of one. Same. Okay? So that's an encouragement. But it springs out people who are not, capable financially. Because if you just insist on doing the business and you're not properly capitalized, you'll just fail. It's a ticket to failure, and you're just wasting your time. So I'm talking as a businessman, and I'm talking from experience. Okay. We came up with. This was last year. We came up with an idea on how to solve the trust issue. Of course, you don't want to pay for product that you don't get to pay with your right hand without getting something with your left hand, right? I mean, naman, we don't want to spend millions out there and then not be assured that there'll be buyers. So what we decided to do is something like this, inlay of a letter of credit. Letter of credit should be normal, but most people are not familiar with letters of credit. So we're gonna do this. Participating payments are payable in advance, but to be deposited in an escrow. So you put your money in an escrow account through a mutual, it could be a bank, and then it stays there until we deliver, and then the bank will release the funds, something like that. Then we'll issue you the shares of stocks, certificates. So something like that. Okay. Basic requirements. Well, today we intentionally gave you a taste of what it would be if you become involved with us. There will be a lot of discussions, there will be a lot of materials, there will be a lot of study. We want you to understand what you are getting into. Okay? So you will have to have this. Now, right now, we're not giving you any certificate because this is just an introduction. Okay? But we would like you to know and appreciate what you are dealing with and what you're getting into. Okay? We also would like to make sure that you are really financially capable. So we're gonna have to have some kind of a government official, a certificate of net worth. And then, let's say if you want to become dealer or distributor and you don't have enough capital, then you can bundle together, create a group, and create a partnership, corporation, or a cooperative, and deal with us. Something like that. Okay? With that, we have confidence that you'll be able to do the business, at least from a financial point of view. These are just details, like the 5,000 that we learned. It's not too big, it's not too small. And that's it. Bigla natapos. Hindi ko na alam, tapos na pala. Remember, I did this last year. Okay, so, any question?
Yan, yes.
Sir, I have only one question with regards to the...
You can have 2 or 3.
The investment and the capitalization, would it involve the marketing from your side?
The marketing will be, the general marketing, of course, you want to do it. The selling is yours. So with your investment, will involve marketing support from us. So we'll do some advertising, promotions, and so on and so forth for the benefit of everybody. But basically, in marketing, if you are familiar, looks like you're familiar with marketing, you are our distribution channel. We are the one responsible for creating the demand.
Yes.
And then you are the one that will
Make available.
meet the demand. You're the distribution channel. So something like that. So we will work together. We cannot promote and then nobody makes it available. So that's your distribution channel. But in this case, we would like you to be knowledgeable and educated about the product. Unlike the others where, oh, we have a demo, but they don't understand how it works. We will make sure that we demystify everything. Okay? But then you have to be ready to then, if it's okay, how much? I want to buy 10 bottles. Make sure that you have the 10 bottles and you can meet the demand. Serious? Oh, okay, Mama.
Question?
Any other question?
Okay.
So you make money twice, as a distributor and as a stockholder.
Yes, yeah,
You,
basically.
you get dividends from the success of everybody.
Right. The one is based on collective success, and the other one is based on individual effort. You have to realize. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot your. It's good you came. Did you come earlier?
I'm sorry, it was like a
Si ano yan, si Gabby Enriquez,
I know.
si attorney.
Yeah, he treated me for dinner a few times.
Nag-golf daw siya eh.
Yeah, collectively, you make money through the collective effort as part of being a stockholder, which is given to you as an incentive for being a distributor or dealer commensurate to the level of your standing in the company.
And there will be a corporate office within the
Yes.
Philippines.
Right. Yeah. So you have to realize that this will not be our main business, and the general knows that. In fact, we will come up with a separate company just for this, where the stockholders are actually the dealers and the distributors. Okay. But this is not our main business. But this is an important part in the wheel of our business group.
From Mr. Ben Calvara. So, where can we acquire the product? Is it hassle-free in acquiring it?
Hassle free, did you say?
Yeah.
Hassle? Ay, mahirap.
When these products or is this product already in the market now?
No, this is not ready in the market. Again, it was ready. Right now, we brought this from the US as a sample, okay? Because we still have, how do you say that, crazy or fanatic customers that demand that we have this available. So we have a few of this that we maintain. But in preparation for this, we send concentrates by air, and that's not cheap. Okay? So we have concentrates here that if we decide to launch this or even pre-launch, all we have to do is invest in a molding and a mold, and after a few weeks we get the bottles, and then we can repack. I mean, the concentrate needs to be produced in a form. The concentrate is like molasses. You cannot pour it. Okay. So we still have to turn that into something like a pourable material. Okay. That will not take more than 2 months. But we won't do it if there's only one dealer. Okay, we are in business, as I said, we are not a charitable organization. So this is actually, in a way, our means of finding out the level of interest among you. Now, among you may also mean perhaps you have other people who you know. And if there is another group or at least this big, about 20 people, who would like to have a special seminar like this. And at that time, it would be a seminar, it wouldn't be just an orientation. Then we're willing to sponsor another one. But we will ask you to pay 5,000 pesos. Just so it will not cover our cost, but at least it will show your seriousness. And our cost, well, that's part of doing the business. And if, let's say, we get at least 10 distributors, that's what I told my sister, then we will, 10 dealers, we can start, she will be the distributor. Okay? If there's a distributor for a particular province, we probably require these 10 dealers. Because we want to have the distributor with enough dealers to support the distributor. Okay? But during the seminar, we will ask the distributor to produce those dealers, potential dealers. We train them. And at that point, we can justify investing in not only the production of the products, but also the collateral marketing support, the collateral materials for the marketing. Okay. Please.
Just for clarification on this. At what stage does the company stands now? What stage? Are we in this promotion, on discussion matters, or investment meetings? Or do we have a plan or any company now that is existing that is going to repack all of this? Do you have any certain plan or?
As I said, this is testing the waters. Okay? As I said also, we don't have what we have is a company for power generation. Okay, we have, we're about to sign a joint venture agreement with DZDA. That's a $1.2 billion project. Okay? And as I said also earlier, that project, that big, is actually small compared to Mindoro Energy City. We are making that as a demo for the World Bank to take notice. Okay? So that, because they have hundreds of millions of dollars available for this kind of project. Okay? We are working with the Congressman of Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, for that. So that's our company, the Biosyn Power Gen Incorporated. That company will be making use of this, especially for our diesel-powered generators. Okay? However, that is an industrial application. We don't have to do a packing like this. Our minimum packing would be, small drums or even just pails. So, but then, if we have enough interest from people like you to go into the retail of something like this and other products like the smoke buster package, the power up kind of the engine power up package, then we will go into that. And as I'm just saying, the moment we have 10 serious dealers, especially if we have a distributor other than my sister to take care of those 10 dealers, we will definitely go into the reintroduction of this in the Philippines. Okay? Just 10. That's it.
What you're saying now is that you're telling us that this particular stock sharing will be only on these products only.
Yes. Of course, if you have millions to invest in a power plant, talk to us. Talk to our president.
I'm just curious because you.
No, that's also
It's really very impressive. What you're doing to us is really very impressive. I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually, when I first met the attorney, Greinquist, right? We talked about this at that time, but it was very hazy because the congressman was also talking to me and a few others. And then time came when Malacanang said, "Oh, we want emergency power because we're going to have a power crisis in the Philippines." And so the congressman said, "Yeah, you help me, blah, blah, blah." So I got sucked there. But it was a good
message.
would suck. No, it was really, yeah. I learned a lot, and we realized that our fuel technologies would give us the advantage that even if you are new, we can beat those guys up there who's making scandalous profits at your expense. We intend to do something about that. So, but don't announce it. Okay? Okay, so I'm saying that intentionally so you know the connection. That this is not just DMX. This is something that is related to the bigger picture. Something to do with how our country is being, for example, sinasampal-sampal tayo ng China. Okay? I understand I'm not referring to Chinese Filipinos. I'm referring to China. Okay? If we have an open conflict with them right now, they can turn off our government offices, our military bases from China. Okay? That's why ang lakas ng loob nila. Okay? We intend to do something about that. Market-based. We're not gonna shoot missiles at them. We're gonna prevent that. In a way that we make money at the same time. And in a way that will lower your electricity rates. I'm not gonna, waste their time asking them to come over and discuss certain things if we are not serious and we don't know what we're doing. So this goes beyond a simple bottle of DMX. So,
One more thing, sir.
please.
Do you mean this will not be locally produced?
We will repack it here because the raw materials are not yet available in the Philippines. If it becomes available, it's actually us who will make it available. We will make it here. But the products, the raw materials are made in Canada and the US. And nobody else. There are some that are made in Singapore, but it's not as good. But we intend to make them also here. So initially we're going to do we'll send here the concentrate, and then we'll do the final formulation, and then we'll repack. Okay, what else? Please, John.
Tatanong ko lang po, yung sinasabi nyo na yan ay bahagi lang nung malaking proyekto, yung Mindoro Energy City. Ang tatanong ko lang po, pag nagawa na yung Mindoro Energy City, ay ang produkto po ba na yan ay pwede nang i-produce doon sa lugar na yun?
Oh, yeah. Pwede. Pero at that time, mayaman na yung mga taga Mindoro, baka hindi na kayo mag-distribute nito, no? Kasi that Mindoro Energy City will bring a lot of business there. Okay? If you want, during the dinner, we can give you some more private information about that we cannot really. My sister is recording it right now, so it might go to the wrong hands. No, but there are so many things already happening. Hindi nyo lang alam, kaya nga isa din sa mga gusto kong, that's why medyo natuwa ako na makita ko si Mayor, and it will be an opportunity also to update him. Mukhang sinasabi ko for the last 4 months, so hindi man lang tumawag sa akin after. But I'm glad to see you. Okay, sino pa? Sige lang.
At Feli, may question
ayaw
ka
naman.
kanina. May question ka. Wala na, ayaw mo na.
Yeah,
Hi,
please.
maybe I'm missing something when I answered the call of nature. What DMX stands for? Sorry.
Na-discuss na yun eh.
Kasi
Nonsense.
Hindi, wala yung sorprendo dito.
Oo nga, kasi
Nonsense question.
Actually, medyo complicated yan eh. Yung aking dating almost yung naging father-in-law ko. Nung pumunta sa US, sa akin at tumira. Kahit iba na yung asawa ng anak niya, close pa rin kami. So, at that time, I was looking for a name. So, we listed mga 50 names. Tapos, ang isa doon, sabi niya, D, M, that's X. Tapos, sabi niya, D stands for my name. And M stands for first name also ex-wife. Then I had 2 kids, so dahil DMX. Pero siya yung dati kong dapat naging anak ko, father-in-law. So,
Alright.
yun ang background. No?
Alright, now it makes sense.
Yeah. So, it doesn't really make sense. Hindi.
So,
Yeah. Even he
Your
doesn't
life.
know that. But you met Mr. Sherman, right? Yeah. So he was the one who came up with this. And even my ex-wife agreed with it. So I didn't know.
Okay ka na? Taas ka na ng kamay.
Oh, what? How did you come up with that question? Well, since I have an answer, I have to tell you the answer. So that's the answer.
like you're always using
yeah.
acronyms.
Another question,
Yeah.
Mr. Ben. So why we wait for so long when other products such as GTO, Green Technology by OTG carries international are now in the market, and many first users uses this now, particularly in Mindoro.
Particularly what?
In Mindoro, the GTO technology,
GTO. Ano yung sabihin ng GTO?
Green Technology by OTG.
Green Technology? Oh, okay. Well,
Kawawa.
so, as I was saying earlier, we are not really pressured to do this. As a matter of fact, I really don't have to do this anymore. I mean, if I want to stay somewhere, I can, no? So, if we do something, I'd like to make sure, my question, diba? I'd like to make sure that we're ready and we can support the business. So, kahit na meron dyan, maraming produkto dyan, okay lang. Well, if mas magaling sila sa amin, then that's fine. In fact, give us like, you were giving me earlier some materials. I'll study it, and if it is better, I'll tell you. Okay? In fact, if it is better than ours, we might also market that. I don't know. So we're not really, shall we say, we are not 100% faithful to this. If there's something better than this, we will sponsor that. Although we know nobody has bid us so far. And at the same time, this has a lot of applications beyond lubrication. In fact, this is one of the reasons why we can reformulate a lot of fuels other than the existing conventional fuels like diesel, gasoline. One example of that I already explained earlier was that we can use charcoalized biomass to run a diesel engine. And because it's biomass, it's basically carbon neutral, and it's cheaper. So when you have a cheaper fuel, you have cheaper power, and that's because of the DMX technology. Okay, so others there might just be fuel additive, oil additive, but that's all that there is. This is a lot more than that. Okay, so we're not really worried. What am I talking to you? That's your question, right? So we will do things when we're ready. Okay, and you can make that happen if at least 10 of you will decide to become dealers. At least 10.
Pwede ka mag-distribute.
I see a very good smile. Do you have a question?
Ito yung president ng ano. Sige, tayo ka na.
Sige nga.
Then magsabi mo, sige na, pipidyo, ano. Sasabihin. Sasabihin mo.
Okay, kung wala na, anong oras na ba? Kasi the dinner is waiting for us starting 5:30. So if you have questions na gusto mong tanongin, you can free to go to you or to me, or perhaps you go to the general. Hey, why did you join this crazy guy? So that's him. Okay?
General.
And if you want to pressure the congressman, talk to Jerry.
Jerry, ng Toto.
Not Jerry, not you. Okay? So with that, thank you very much. I'll see you on the front. Thank you.